What's up, Noel? We live in a living color? We rolling? Good evening. What's up, Panther Nation? Welcome to Panther Sports Network, a division of LCTV. I'm Mr. Baldwin, being joined by Big Bill Harper. What's up, Bill?
What's up, man? Glad to be here.
Glad to be here. We're getting this game started a little bit late here this evening. A little lightning delay there. So your Panthers getting ready to take on the Governors of William Blount here momentarily. As we look at the starting lineups here as they're warming up out there, it looks like we got Branson Dean on the hill for the Panthers tonight. And let's see who else. We've got Hunter Click at shortstop, Jacob Hatmaker at third. Connor Turpin will be DHing this evening. Morton playing second. Isaac Dye in center. Xander Lovell, LCTV zone, might I add, in right. Ryan Myers, Brian catching this evening. Dean on the hill. Stephen Abercrombie at first. And Luke Chadwick out in left. So, Panthers going with a slightly different lineup tonight, but still a lot of your familiar faces out there. Will, you're a basketball star here. LCTV zone, I'm usually claiming that when you're starting at basketball, but here we are with baseball. So you're on the other side of it here. Are you excited about this?
Yeah, should be good. You know, bunch of LCTV own out here.
That's right.
Hopefully go put on a show, get a win.
That's right. So I was doing a little pregame scouting, talking to some of the dads, as I like to do, and they were telling me that William Blount hits it pretty well. So that's something that we'll have to be aware of here this evening.
Yeah, I mean, we got Dean on the mound. He's our ace, so
yeah.
If you want anyone up there, be him.
Yeah, that's the guy you want up there. Dean, let's see, he's pitched 2 of the games that we've done so far here this season. So we've caught a lot of Branson Dean this season right here, as you can see in the box. So we're going to try to call what's happening on that TV. I know it's hard not to look out there and watch it as it's happening. But here, you want me to untangle that for you?
No.
Yeah, there'll be some removing of stuff. Yeah, we'll at least get it down like that. There we go. There we go. All right, let's see there. That was ball 1 on that. So.
You want me to turn it?
Yeah, you can turn it just a little bit. Attaboy. Looking great right there. Of course, you can see our graphics there around the border of the screen, made by our very own Connor Callahan, the true MVP of LCTV. And there's a foul ball. That'll be strike 1. So, Governors, 6A in football. We are 5A in football, but we all end up being 3A for baseball. So, there's a pop-up right there. Abercrombie called that. Catches that right there for out number 1. Good job by Stephen Abercrombie.
It's surprising they started him over Lane, usually.
Well, I think they've just been doing a little rotating back and forth there. You know, who did we play the last home game we did? Maybe it was Loudon.
I was about to say, I think the last one was Loudon.
Yeah, so Claywell had a good game in that game. Who knows, he could be a little injured today, could be feeling under the weather. Seems to be a little bit of sickness going around the school right here, so we hate that we missed the pop-up out there, grabbing that fly there by Abercrombie on the corners, but we're kind of limited to what we can do with our camera right here. So we just want to let him know he did catch that. So that's what led to the first out there. So.
Strike for Branson right there. Let's keep it moving.
Attaboy. A little foul right there. It'll be strike 2. So, Bill, you know a lot of these guys. Give me a little breakdown here. What's it like? Obviously, you know, everybody wants their team to be the best. I get that. But when you set that part aside, you know, there's going to be baseball guys say it's the most difficult sport, football guys say it's the most difficult sport, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Oh, right back. Little grounder out there to shallow center. Dye's got that. They'll hold him here at first. So, is there a lot of chatter out there between the boys on who's got the best team?
A lot of the times it's not even whose sport's the most difficult. It's which conditioning or which
coach is putting you through the paces.
Which coach is putting you through the ringer the most.
I'm sure you guys got a lot to crow about with Brewster over there because I know he's putting y'all through the paces. Y'all are a year-round sport, it feels like.
Yeah, basketball seems to win a lot of those arguments by a pretty fair margin.
Yeah, Brewster's really putting y'all through the paces. You got, of course, you got off-season yoga as well.
Yeah, with the one and only.
That's right. Hope we're picking that back up in the fall, maybe some over the summer. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going anywhere, so I'll be around. Got a bright bat down here. He's going.
Pick him off, Myers.
Ooh, I thought he hit him. I thought he hit him with that.
Yeah, I did too.
You know, it was raining 30 minutes ago out here. Sun's back out. You know what they say about Tennessee weather, Bill.
Can't predict it.
No,
it's one of a kind.
Hey, well, if you don't like it, just wait 30 minutes. It'll change.
Yeah.
So that very much lines up with your can't predict it part of it. So is that a ball on that?
From Dean.
There we go. That's a strike.
1-1's the count. Let's see what he does.
You ever play any baseball, Bill?
In like second grade or something, but I don't even know if you want to count that as baseball.
T-ball?
Yeah.
I count it.
Playing in the dirt was
that's
my
highest.
position.
That's my highest level.
Yeah.
I was picking worms in the outfield, or avoiding them rather. So, is that a 1 and 2 count?
Yeah.
There we go.
Got one out here.
One out here in the first inning for the Panthers. Hopefully the rain is done for the evening, or maybe not even the rain. Swinging strike right there, swinging K for Dean. Dean's coming out throwing the heat tonight. So got one on second. So William Blount with their 3-hole hitter right here.
Yeah. Need to get out here, keep him out of rhythm.
Yeah, get him out of rhythm. Set him down. He's running. He's going for third.
Here we go,
I think Turpin Myers wisely holding on to that.
Yeah.
We saw that the other night in the softball game that we did. A lot of overthrowing, trying to make that throw to third. Had a couple runs score. That was a tight one the other night. Me and Coach P did that one. That was a good time.
Anytime with Coach P is a good time.
That's what I'm saying. Ooh, another little grounder right up the center to shallow center. That will score one for William Blount. He's just going to trot in. So make an easy run there to first base. So it looks like we got a courtesy runner coming on for the Governors as well.
Yeah.
So William Blount moving through their lineup, up 1-0 on the Panthers now here. Didn't seem to be a sense of urgency for that player to get from third to home either. He looked like he was.
Yeah, he's pretty relaxed.
Nice little trot down there. We can watch it while we're working on that. We can just look out the window here. He's going. William Blount very aggressive in stealing the base passes here this evening.
They're not holding back out here.
No, they're not. 2 runners on, 3 stolen bases now. So, Coach getting aggressive, got a big lead right there. Let's see what Dean does right here.
Need to get one here.
Little pop-up foul right there. That'll be over on the football field. Watch out, Stadium Dads. Top Row Dad Mafia.
Come on. One here. Dean's got to get us out of this one.
Yeah. We're in good shape here. Still plenty of baseball to play.
Yeah.
And sometimes, just like, click diving for that one gets all the way out into left, so that's probably going to score one as well. It does.
Yeah.
It's going to hold the man at first. So 2-0 now, Governors on top of the Panthers. Looks like William Blount's going to be making their way through their lineup here right now.
Yeah. Just got to keep our composure on the mound. We'll be all right.
We got a little lefty action up here now.
Here we go.
Connor, how are we looking over there? Much lag? Okay. Looks like he's going for second again.
Oh, Myers got him.
Got him that time. Yes, sir.
There it is.
Great throw there by Brian Myers, soon to be LCTV zone next year.
He's surprised me. I didn't know. I've heard he was that good, but until you see him,
So we're going to take a pause right here in between innings. We'll be right back on LCTV.
Here we go.
Leading off for the Panthers, LCTV's own and basketball star Hunter Click. Had a home run the last home game I was at.
Missed it.
Hit a 3-run homer.
One game I didn't come to.
I was sitting right down there next to D. Brew and Bubby, and he just cranked one. I wish I'd had the phone out.
Good piece, Click.
There you go.
Oh, error at shortstop.
He's there.
There it is.
So a little E6 on that. We're going to, up here, though, we're going to score that as a hit for Hunter Click.
Yeah.
Comes Hatmaker, the lone senior on the squad.
Here we go.
William Blount's pitcher getting a warning from the official there. Not sure about what.
Good question.
Maybe we ought to mic up some of those refs sometime. What do you think about that?
I'd be here for it. I think we need to mic more people up.
I think that's, the first person. There you go, drop.
People.
Attaboy, Hatmaker.
There it is. Good piece.
Clicks there at second. Hatmaker's on first. So, William Blount was looking pretty comfortable out there, scoring 2 pretty easily there in the first inning. So, it looks like the Panthers come out now with a little hot bat. Got up here Turpin coming up.
Here we go.
Little DH action. I saw him taking a little batting practice as we were going through the rain delay in there. He was in there cranking it, boy. So, see if he can't blast one out of here. Put one back against the wall.
Yeah, let's see it.
A little foul tip on that. Connor, what flavor gum is this? It's top tier. It's top tier. I may have to switch over. Is that Wrigley's? Extra. Okay.
What's your go-to gum flavor?
That's a great question, Bill. Typically, I'm like a winter mint kind of guy, winter fresh type of guy. Well, this spearmint's real tasty. Extra's a good brand, too.
That is true.
Extra long flavor.
I don't know. It's hard to beat juicy.
A little juicy fruit?
Yeah, come on.
That's wild, boy. It's out of flavor in like 2 minutes.
It's the best 2 minutes of gum you'll ever have.
One account here. All right, Bill. One account, little juicy fruit action. Wrigley's Field, named after Wrigley's gum. It was one of the original candy treats in America. There's a little U.S. history for you. Shout out Mr. Harris. Shout out Coach Zeller.
Shout out you.
Oh, yeah. I taught it for a little bit there, yeah. Shout out Coach Coe. He used to teach as well. Who's teaching now? Taft and Payne. Shout out Coach Payne. He's one of the boys. Shout out Taft. Dr. Taft. 1-2 count here now for Turpin. There you go. That's dropping. Click's got the speed. He's coming home. He's there.
He's there. He's clean.
Attaboy there. Hunter Click
Hunter.
getting around. So put one on the board for the Panthers now. 2-1. Something we were a little concerned about there, Billy, coming into this was Panthers hadn't played all week. So afraid it might be a little bit rusty up here in the batter's box. But right now, with 2 on and 1 just scoring, Panthers looking good right here.
Yeah, no outs either. I mean,
yeah, no outs. Here comes Isaac Dye.
Just keep it rolling.
Batting clean up here. I also saw him taking some batting practice along with LCTV's own Colin Sharp. And so, it's a little chopper. Better watch out over there, Xander.
There's another one at LCTV zone.
That's right, the fish frog himself. Stay tuned to LCTV, by the way. We'll have all kinds of content coming up for you. We've got quite a few videos ready to post this weekend. Just schedule them today. Of course, day 11 and 12 of promposals will be coming out. I hope you guys have been checking that out. We'll have Boogie Boulevard making its debut Saturday night, 7 o'clock.
Better be tuned in.
You better be tuned in. We're not going to be doing the Orange Carpet live this year. It's going to be, we're going to record it all. We're going to church it up, make it look real nice in class on Monday. So we'll try to have that posted Tuesday evening at the absolute latest. But stay tuned to LCTV and our social media there as Dye strikes out swinging. So that'll be 1 out for the Panthers. LCTV's own Xander Level batting lefty. But, yeah, stay tuned to LCTV and our social media accounts. We'll keep you updated on that. Might even have a sneak peek on Instagram for you on Saturday night. That's lc.tv6 on Instagram.
Whole lot coming up.
Yeah. See, we got, I believe we have Friday's Finest, another episode of that tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, got the regular announcements. That's 11:15 on a Friday morning. You can count on that. That's clockwork, baby.
Yeah.
We'll also have some, little chopper right there. We'll have some concerts coming up here for choir. I believe band as well, if they're doing one. I can't remember. Got a lot going on. We might even do an orange carpet for awards night, Connor. Something Mr. Weeks and I talked about today. So, stay tuned, LCTV. 1-on-1 the count there. There's one right to short. He's going to get him. Oh, and they're going to turn 2 on that, the Governors. So that will end the inning for the Panthers down 2-1 of the Governors. We'll be back with the second inning right here on LCTV. Thanks, sir. Here we go now. Top of the second inning right here on PSN, Panthers Sports Network. Matt Baldwin being joined by the legendary Big Bill Harper, LCTV's own.
Here we go.
Big Boot Harper. Tell us, so foot's broken.
Yeah.
You had some surgery. You're walking around in a boot. So appreciate you making it up the stairs tonight to the top of the press box.
Yeah, it's getting easier by the day.
Attaboy. You're off the scooter.
Yeah.
We were going to call you Scooter Wheels there for a while.
I'm here to keep that nickname. I'm okay with it.
You're going to have to get a little faster if you're going to be Scooter Wheels, bud.
That is true. I'm going to have to get back running first, and then I can start getting faster.
That's right. Who's the fastest one on the basketball team?
Full sprint, I'd say Deacon.
Yeah. Got those long legs.
Yeah.
Who's the slowest?
Probably Moose.
Well, he's a moose.
Yeah, I'd say something.
There's a first pitch
Dang.
there. Pop up right there. Click's calling that. Click's got him.
There it is, Hunter.
LCTV zone, Hunter Click. Click it or ticket. That's right. It's a ticket for William Blount on that one. So 1 out now. William Blount, if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is their 8th hitter in their order.
Yeah.
Also wearing number 8. I hope that's accurate. Of course, they don't pay taxes in Loudoun County, so I don't really care. That's kind of my stance on that. You know, Loudoun, Greenback, when we play those guys, those people are paying taxes here too. I'm happy to acknowledge them, put their names out there.
Yeah.
But
paying those Farragut taxes. And that.
Yeah, they're paying what county taxes?
Yeah.
Just like I am.
Here it is. Is that Dye out there?
Yep, Dye right in center. That's a big shot there to center field. Dye snags that one with ease.
There it is.
Look at you go, Connor. That's what I like to see. Yeah, that's right. Right on top of that scoreboard, baby. 2 outs now. So top half of the second inning going the Panthers' way so far.
Sun's coming out too. Hopefully that's a little good luck.
I guess. Yeah, we're in it now. Might as well.
Yeah.
A little outside on that's going to be ball 1. Dean throwing a pretty good game so far.
Yeah.
Despite giving up 2 runs, really had some good pitches in there. And let's give credit where credit's due. It was their top 2 hitters that, at least top of the order.
Yeah.
They got those, and, I mean, there's no slouch there. So 1-1 the count now after that foul tip.
So we can keep that hot bat we had first inning.
Let's hope so. See, we should be right in the middle of it, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Who was our last out there? Xander?
Yeah, so we're at
Swing and a miss on that strike, too. That guy was swinging for it, though.
There it is, Branson.
You know, this is something we've talked about a couple times on here with some different sports. Basketball's a team game, other than when you're shooting a free throw. And even then, everybody's still out there with you. It looks like a swing and a miss on that. And we're going to pick up that conversation when we return with the bottom half of the second inning right here on the Panthers Sports Network.
Get everyone to make one.
Everybody should be already subscribed. So
Yeah.
Here we go now, bottom of the second. Brian Myers, a.k.a. Ryan Myers, leading off here for the Panthers. Freshman. Got a couple freshmen lineups. He and I believe it's Noah Morton.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad you knew. Ball 1 on that. Good eye, kid. Good eye now. So from what I understand, Myers is a real glue guy. Was a real glue guy for JV basketball this year.
Yeah.
Little foul chopper right there. Will be strike 1.
Yeah, he definitely was. He was knew his role really well, and could even go win you games. Like he was very important.
Yeah. So Coach Pennington speaks very highly of Coach Brewster as well. There you go.
Good
That's
piece.
going to be foul.
Ah.
That went right down the line there.
Yeah.
So and from what I've in my brief conversation with Coach Flemons about him here, he seems to bring a lot of those same attributes here to the baseball diamond as well.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He sought me out to talk about. I grabbed him to fill in for a basketball game. I let he and Braden Holmes do one of the boys' games towards the end of the season there. Whatever, I think on senior night.
Oh.
No, maybe it wasn't senior night. Maybe it was homecoming because I was
Probably
I was reading homecoming stuff, so I had them do it for me for the first half, and he said, "Can I do the second half?" Yes, you can. That's what we want. We want kids doing. So if you're out there and you're watching and you enjoy sports, maybe want to try your hand at sports commentary. Another foul tip right there. Holler at me. MT Baldwin at LenoreCitySchools.net.
Come on out. It's fun.
Yeah, come on out. Yeah, you're somebody I worked on last year. I worked on you all last year. I finally got you in here this semester.
Yeah.
And have you enjoyed the experience so far?
Yeah, it's been great.
Getting to have a little fun in here. Going to learn some actual skills that will translate to the job market. Right now you're working on editing our PSN intro. So you're learning how to use some editing software on that. It's not like in 5 or 10 years or whenever you get out of college, there's going to be less people advertising online, marketing online, making videos about stuff. So gets him on that one. So that'll be out number 1 for the Panthers right here. Good at bat there for Myers. Really battled.
Really
But there's some marketable skills that you can take into the workforce with you. Here comes our pitcher, Branson Dean. For the evening, got a very technical stance right there. Good eye.
There it is. It's a little outside.
So I'm wondering if, as a pitcher, you have a better eye for what a ball looks like as you're coming down there as a batter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never thought of that, actually.
So when that ball, like, you've got good vision, you can see that ball coming off his hands and see what his fingers are doing. And if you're a pitcher, too, like, you should know what a curve looks like coming off, I would imagine. Now, you may not know which way it's going to break, but knowing that, hey, that thing's going to curve, hey, that thing's going to drop, hey, that's a four-seamer, he's throwing the heat.
Yeah.
Of course, you got to have great reaction time in baseball.
Yeah, that's
1 and 2 the count now.
probably the hardest sport to be good at, in my opinion.
Ooh.
Oh, wear it, Branson.
Yeah. I think batting is one of the toughest parts of any sport.
Yeah.
The hand-eye coordination and the speed that goes with that, the reaction time. But the same could be said for basketball. I mean, you talk about people getting tip dunks.
Yeah.
Poking something away. A lot of awareness. You got to have a lot of awareness on the basketball court. And, same deal with football. You got to make that difficult catch, and then as some 180, 200-pound dude smashes into you.
Yeah.
So each of them have their different things. Although I'd say that playing left field in high school probably for Chadwick is a little bit easier than playing quarterback on Friday nights.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So.
Gets Dean on that one. So 2 outs now for the Panthers.
Is Abercrombie it?
I believe so. Here comes Stephen Abercrombie, junior. Not a lot of seniors on this team.
Yeah, a lot of young guns.
A lot of young guns. Quite a few sophomores playing right now.
Yeah.
Hatmaker, the lone senior. We only got, I think we counted 4 or maybe 5 juniors. Rest freshmen and sophomores. Abercrombie gets a hold of that one, but right to the shortstop. So that will do it for the Panthers in the bottom of the second. We'll be back with the Panthers down 2-1. We'll be back with the top of the third here in just a moment on PSN. All right, coming now back with the top of the third inning, and this is where I wanted to pick up our conversation from the top of the second, Bill. When you're shooting free throws out there in basketball, that's really the only time you're all alone on the court. And even then, your guy's right there next to you. Dean right now is on an island by himself out there on the mound.
Yeah.
I have to think that there has to be a lot of intense mental pressure for a lot of pitchers. I think that has to be – Drew Henry was a pretty good pitcher for us last year. He's playing at Maryville College. Go Scots. But, Drew's got that in his DNA. He's not shook. You're going to have to work. You're going to have to get up pretty early in the morning to get one over on Drew Henry mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's something that – there you go. Good little hat maker throw right there.
No. Yeah, it's just – it comes back to your preparation,
That's right. But I'm just thinking like that has to be excuse me, I was getting a message from Coach Kerr who's watching. Thanks. Shout out Coach Kerr. No, he's glad baseball practice got rained out for him. But we're playing on, Coach. A little high on that one. It'll be ball one. So 1 out now for Dean. Off that throw from Hatmaker to Abercrombie there. But that's something that so in a lot of ways, baseball is a very individualized sport. You see a lot of the handshakes and stuff that go on when something good happens, but they're so far apart. There's not that chatter that you have in basketball. Each and every time you're up and down the court, you guys are yapping at each other.
Yeah.
Whether you're communicating with your team about what play we're running or where people need to be, or you're letting somebody else know what you're doing. So that's a very distinct difference that I noticed. And this is baseball is very, as the little grounder there, short click picks it up over to Abercrombie. They're just going to say safe. His foot came off the bag on that. So that will be a hit for William Blount. They got one on now with 1 out here in the top of the third. Still up 2-1 on the Panthers. So in a lot of ways, like the communication that you have in baseball sometimes needs to be a little more physical with your body language than it needs to be in basketball. I know you can watch the eyes in basketball and figure out what somebody's doing.
Yeah.
Coach Placeris at Maryville College told me when we were in school together, when you're trying to play good defense, watch a man's hips, and they're going for it. He easily steals second on that. So ball one there, stolen base. So once again, if William Blount gets somebody on, they're stealing. They've stolen second every time they've had somebody on so far.
Yeah, they're not hesitant pushing the envelope for sure.
No, and I think they're back at the top of the order. That gives pretty fast wearing the mismatched shoes out there. I think that's wild. There's one to center. Dye's coming up for that. He's got it. Runners thinking about it.
He stays.
Good throw from Dye there to Click to hold him at second. So that'll be 2 outs now on the Governors. I think 30 and 13 are the 2 and 3 hole hitters for them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of same deal with being a batter, right? Because it's just you and the pitcher out there. So you get your pitcher and your catcher got to have some good communication skills with each other.
Yeah, you gotta have the ability to communicate without words, just because of the length of the field.
Sure. I think that makes stickball, both baseball and softball, unique in that regard. Although a softball field is a little bit smaller on the infield. I think it's just 40 feet in between bases.
Yeah.
Was it your 60?
Yeah.
Stealing third right there. Woo! Couldn't get that one in on time.
Just missed him.
Myers just about had him, so 1-1 the count now. Again, Wembley gets on the bags. They're stealing. A lot of speed out there. Something we talked about when we were watching them warm up. They ran like athletes, you said.
Yeah. Speed
He's out there running the base paths like an athlete right now.
Yeah, speed kills and everything.
Yeah. Maybe not in bowling. I don't know, though.
That is speed
Who
of the
knows?
ball,
Yeah, that's right. Big swing on that, strike one. Is that right? Or is that strike two? Strike two, that's my bad.
1-2 count there.
Attaboy. See what Dean's got for him right here. Little chopper right there to Click. Click's going to sweep that up, Gets thrown over to Abercrombie. That'll be 3. So heading to the bottom of the third right now. Panthers still down 2-1 right here on PSN. Attaboy. Thanks, Connie. Who we got here coming up now?
Chadwick, I believe.
Is that Chadwick?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Chadwick usually bats at the bottom of the order here.
Yeah, he's our 9.
So bottom of 3 right here on PSN. Matt Baldwin being joined by Scoot Harper. I don't want to call you Scoot, but I think some of the boys are calling you Wheels.
Yeah.
Which one do you prefer? It's not going to hurt my feelings if you say Wheels.
Honestly, Scoot. Wheels.
Attaboy.
Oh, good piece there.
Just like Scoot Henderson out there, right?
Yeah.
Got a piece of that one that'll be foul. So 1-1 the count here.
He's having a breakout year, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Who's that?
Scoot Anderson. He's having a really good year.
Well, it's about time he paid off his number 2 pick.
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there for Chadwick. That'll be strike 2. Yeah, I mean, you can talk NBA all day.
Anytime.
Although I've been on a hiatus since Luka left. I didn't even watch the All-Star game this year. That's how upset I was.
You didn't miss anything, I can promise.
I was watching some All-Star highlights today while I was grading tests. 2-2 the count now. 2-2 count. Batter number 2. That's what we call angel numbers. That's a swing and a miss there for Chadwick. So that'll set him down. That'll be the first out for the Panthers. Back to the top of the lineup here with LCTV's own Hunter Click. We'll see what Hunter's got for us here this evening.
Having a really good year right now, I've heard.
He's having a good year in baseball. I know he struggled a little bit offensively there in basketball, at least in home games. Had some good games away from the friendly confines of Guy Talent Gymnasium.
Yeah.
However, once you went out with injury, he took over. He was playing 31 out of 32 minutes a game.
Yeah.
I mean, he was playing Kerr Gresham numbers.
Yeah.
So,
played really well.
by the way, congratulations on the deep run you guys had sub-state this year. Real proud of you guys. If it wasn't for TSSAA rules, 2-1 the count now, we would have been streaming all those. But when it's $350 to $700 every time you do something like that, that's a big hit. So 3-1 the count now, 1 out here for the Panthers. Click being patient at the plate, having a good eye, not swinging at any of this junk that's coming this way.
Wait on it.
Oh, say that and then that happens. 3-2. A lot of these guys got the same looking bat.
Yeah. You seen these torpedo bats that are taking over baseball?
That's what I'm hearing about. Their little chopper. That's going to be a foul.
Yeah.
We'll come back on that.
It's the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Yep.
6 or 7.
There you go. That's right. You got to work that count. Well, 321, we call that a Lamar up here. Lamar Alexander Parkway out there, 321 that runs right through. Beautiful inner city down here. Come on down to your Lake City gateway to the Smokies. It's Watertown, USA. Another little chopper there. They make that 8 pitches in this at-bat.
Ourselves a battle here.
That's right. It's battling. He's a battle cat. You know, he was a Thundercat coming off the bench in basketball, leading that second unit, and now he's a battle cat out here for the Panthers. That's a pop-up right there. Ooh, looks like their pitcher might have goosed his ankle right there.
Yeah.
Coming off the mound, walking a little gingerly. A little pop-up infield fly on that for Click. So I'll send him back. Here comes Hatmaker. See if we can't get a little rally going here.
Yeah. Need some momentum.
Yeah. Started off kind of strong there. Left a couple ducks on the pond out there. Kind of just tapered off here a little bit.
Yeah. Same for both teams, though. Pitchers are sitting them down.
Yeah, they're sitting them down. William Blount, still a couple bases. Last one here is Hatmaker with a pop-up. That's going to go right to their second baseman, who's got that, and that will be it for the bottom of the third inning. We'll be back with the top of the fourth right here on PSN. All right, now top of the fourth inning right here. Panthers down 2-1 to the Governors right here on PSN. Matt Baldwin being joined by Scoot Harper.
There it is.
LCTV Zone, a.k.a. Big Bill, a.k.a. Wheels, a.k.a. Billy Boy. Little foul on that. That'll be strike one. You got anybody you want to give a shout-out to?
I mean, any viewers. That's really it.
That's right. Hey, shout-out to our, what do we got now? 16 concurrent viewers. Appreciate you all tuning in here on a Thursday night right here. Swing and a miss on that for strike two. Dean throwing a good game up here. Branson Dean, sophomore on the hill for the Panthers. Panthers battling here.
Yeah. Another young gun.
Yeah.
Lot of underclassmen.
Yeah. Morton's out there. Myers. Lovell.
Yeah.
Dean. That's four, right?
Yeah.
Swing and a miss on that strike three. Dean sits him down. Atta boy.
There it is. Should be a fun 2 years.
So we got Chadwick and Dye, Click, Abercrombie out there as juniors. Hatmaker, the lone senior. So pretty balanced team out here for Coach Nick Plemons here in his first year as a head coach. Former player here, as well as an assistant coach last year for Aaron Simmons. Shout out Coach Simmons. You still owe me money from fantasy football. So.
Fantasy football does everyone just dirty, I'm telling you.
Boy, I don't even want to talk about fantasy sports with you. Swing and a miss on that. Brother, I was looking real good at the start of the season. You and I met there in January. You won that one, and then Luka got traded, and I just stopped setting the lineup. I still think I did better than a couple people, though. Still did better than Cruz.
Cruz team was awful.
So, yeah, he picked all rookies. Strike two on that. We'll get back to baseball here. I was watching part of the Masters today.
Just started, today? Right?
Yeah, I did.
9 o'clock?
Yeah. And, sometimes I get a little self-conscious up here, a little chopper right there. Another foul tip.
Yeah.
Battling in this bat are the Governors. Some guy was talking about, if I'm not mistaken, he was talking about shampoo or something. And I was like, well, man, this guy's getting paid like six figures to do this.
Yeah.
I'm just sticking around after work, so I'm not going to feel so bad about talking about fantasy sports from time to time. Here's the pitch from Dean. It's going to be a little low and inside for ball two. The sun's coming. It's like it didn't even rain,
Yeah. But I had to show some LCTV love, so.
That's right. Little PSN, little Panther Sports Network. We're going to get that thing going, man.
Yeah.
So Jackson and Ben and Deacon, good job by Click stopping that up and not letting it too deep there. That'll hold him at first. Click just couldn't get right to that. You can tell he's frustrated with himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be you and McGuire thing next year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I start build it from the ground up.
Well, they're laying the foundation. You guys are going to come do the framing.
Yeah.
And maybe by the time Allen's a senior, a little pass ball right there. He's going to steal second on that. That's what's dangerous about those pickoff plays, Bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We talked about that earlier with Myers. Thinking about throwing one out in third, but wisely held on to it because if you miss on that third and it goes down that left field line, they're scoring for sure.
Yeah, you can just ring it up at that point.
Yeah. So here's Dean's pitch to the lefty. A little low and outside. It'll be ball one. 1 out now for the Panthers. They're trying to defend the den here. Hosting the Governors in a non-district matchup.
Protect the pond next year.
That's right. That's right. We're going to change the name of the Ducks. Dean, got to be careful doing that. You might end up with a balk like we got the other night.
With Xander?
Yeah. Yeah, with LCTV Zone, Xander Level.
Yeah.
Had a lot of you guys last year in World History. I'm glad you guys came with me out here to AV. 2-0 the count now. Myers going to get checked here by the coach. I think there's an issue with his equipment. Yeah. Maybe his glove right there.
Yeah, I most definitely would recommend it to anyone. coming up through high school.
I appreciate that. I know I pulled you and Brody and Xander from last year.
Yeah.
Layala Hood came along as well. Alondra, Irving. So a lot of guys came with. I appreciate it.
Yeah, big sophomore class.
Yeah, you guys held it down for me, and I appreciate it. Yeah, that's right.
Ooh.
That's a good strike right there.
There it is.
Still taking a healthy lead there, but wisely trotting back, not trying to get too fancy out there.
Yeah.
Governor's been blazing on the base paths, though. So, and again, you talked about that in the pregame. They're running like athletes with the intent of stealing a lot of base out here. They're pretty quick.
Yeah.
Ooh, big swing and a miss right
there.
that. 2-2 the count now.
There we go.
I have to imagine. Now, let me ask you this. We're kind of pontificating about this the other night. You're right-handed.
Yeah.
Is it difficult guarding somebody who's left-handed?
It makes you think more.
Yeah.
Just certain things you can.
Gets him looking on that one, as Dean, so that'll be another strikeout for him. 2 outs now on the Governors.
Yeah, it definitely makes you think more. It's the.
Do you have to adjust your stance on that? As in, if you're normally guarding a right-handed player, you're probably going to. So if I'm coming at you with my right hand, you've probably got left side out towards me, right?
Yeah.
So are you having to go right side out towards somebody? Does that throw you off any?
Well, typically, if a team's mostly right-handed, we'll force them left. But if a team's got a mix, a lot of times we'll just say no middle, and just no matter which hand they are.
Okay. I'm always trying to relate what goes on in baseball to other sports. Ball one on that. I have to imagine it's difficult going from facing, 90% of people are right-handed. So, we have 2 lefties in the lineup. I've seen as many as 3 in some of the teams we've played. I mean, I can't remember who we played in softball the other night. There's a foul tip on that. That'll be strike one.
Yeah.
But they had like 3 or 4 lefties.
That's surprising. It's really rare for a team.
Rare for a team, especially, I think typically females are not as women, girls, whatever, are not left-handed as much statistically as males are. So I don't want to say females sound like an incel, you know what I mean? There's a little line drive grounder.
Get that one in.
Right back up the middle. They're going to try to get that in. They're going to score on that one. And the wild throw right there allows the man to steal second on that as well. You fire that into short right there. You kind of hold the man at first.
Yeah.
So
3-1 now.
And I know the thank you, Bill, on that. I know the natural reaction to do when something like that happens. Let me just throw it as hard as I can. Let me fire it in there. Just like sometimes, just let me drive.
Yeah.
They just score on us. Let me just go down there and drive and take it to the rack. And sometimes that's not always the best. Sometimes you just got to sit back and let it happen.
Yeah. You can't.
And you got to make the smart play.
Yeah.
So.
Can't white knuckle sports, as I like to say.
Okay. I like that. We're going to steal that one. Well, we're not going to steal it. We're going to co-opt that for use right here on PSN. We ain't white knuckling sports, boys. You got to get locked in, not locked on, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
2 outs here. Really need to get this one out.
Yeah. You can feel the momentum starting to build a little bit here for Willie B.
Yeah.
As they got they scored on that hit, but kind of a wild throw allowed the man to advance to second. So now they got another one in scoring position here, even though there's 2 outs and a 1-1 count. Another base hit right here as they're moving towards the bottom of their lineup might give the Panthers a little bit of pause right there. So there's a swing and a miss. He went. That's right.
There it is.
1 and 2. Another little tip while you're up here. Anytime somebody does a check swing for the other team, he went. Anytime a Panther check swings,
he didn't
go. He didn't go. Come on now. We're a pro Panther network here, baby.
All the way.
Panther Sports Network. It's not called Other Team Sports Network. It's Panther Sports Network.
Here we go.
Ooh. Rip that one right there. Dye's got it. Looks like they're going to score again on that. Made the right throw that time into Abercrombie.
4-1.
4-1 now, runner on first. So that's what I'm talking about. You get a little bit of that momentum right there. Now the tide starts to swell, as it were.
It's where you see where a pitcher's made of right here.
2
runs scored on them.
Yeah.
How do they handle it?
Dean's mentally tough.
Yeah.
He's got this. I've told the story before on the air. I won't tell it again. But, Dean's mentally tough. He's locked in, man.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things and the struggles that he has this year with some stuff like this should pay off next year as they're stealing second again. Nope, he's got it.
Yeah. Just missed him there.
Yeah. But you learn and grow from these experiences. I know Drew Henry took his fair share of lumps over the years, both as a pitcher and as a basketball player, especially as a freshman and sophomore, and that led to some success as a junior and a senior.
Yeah.
Because you learn and grow. You only grow from adversity. You learn more from a loss than a win. It's what you'll hear a lot of coaches say.
Yeah, I mean.
Ooh, swing and a miss on
there
that.
It is, Branson.
Strike two. Woo. He's got. I need to. Boy, I'd love to get a radar gun up here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Be clocking some people. I wonder if anybody down there's got one. Need to talk to Steve Abercrombie about that. He's always got some good stuff going on.
Here we go.
Ooh, right back at him.
Ah.
Dean makes a play for it there. Dribbles out to center. William Blount doing a really good job, and they're just going to score another.
5-1.
5-1. That's what I'm talking about.
Right
Building
now.
that momentum. Still just got one on.
Yeah.
But as you're stealing those bases, you're moving around. Looks like Coach Plum's going to have a little conference with Dean out here. See how he's doing. Looks like he's going to make a little bit of a pitching change here. Let's see who's giving the ball to. Giving that to Morton.
This is a great opportunity for Noah now.
Yeah, great opportunity for Morton here as a freshman to get some playing time here. He can get about half a game in for him.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a pause here while he warms up Morton, and we'll see what lineup change Coach Clemens has for us when we come back right here on PSN. All right, coming back now. Looks like Dean has moved to third, and it will move Hatmaker over to second as Noah Morton takes the mound here for the Panthers. So still your same 9 out there in the field. So with 2 outs here in the top of the fourth after giving up 3 this inning, Coach Clemens decides to move Dean over to third base, giving him another opportunity there. So that's got to be tough, getting pulled off the mound like that in an individual way, right? Like that can probably got to be a little bit of an ego bump right there, but you're still in the game. It's not like you're getting pulled completely, right?
Yeah.
Like when you pull a quarterback, usually they ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Dean's still in the game. He's still hitting. He's just moved over to third. So.
Yeah, you just got to
strike one on that.
That's where you could tell if a player's bought into himself or the team,
Right, and Dean is, by all accounts, in my experience with him, is they steal second again, a real team guy.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
He's a team player, great attitude all the time. Real smart kid, too.
Yeah,
and I think sometimes it's, got to be careful how I say this. Hear what I'm saying, not what it sounds like. Sometimes when you get a cerebral kid out there, a smart kid out there, sometimes the game could be a little more difficult for them because they're thinking through scenarios that maybe they don't need to think through.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, I mean.
Now, I'm not taking anything away from my boy Trey Wilhite, but Trey wasn't always thinking when he was out there, and that's one of the reasons he made some incredible plays because he wasn't thinking about what he couldn't or couldn't do. As that one gets past Dean, Click backs him up on that. So now runners on the corners for the Governors here.
2 outs, so.
With 2 outs, though. So it looks like they're moving back towards the start of their lineup there. They got some tall kids here at the start. Myers up here directing traffic.
A lot of confidence for a freshman to be doing that.
Yeah. Myers is a real confident player. A big fan of the kid. He's just a real good kid.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of great kids up here. So, of course, yourself included. No, I appreciate you, man. You're a great kid.
Thank you.
Woo! Beats that one out center field. Dye snags that. That will end the inning now for the Panthers. After giving up 3, Panthers down 5-1 heading into the bottom of the 4th right here on PSN. Connor Turpin coming up here in the 3-hole for the Panthers, DHing this evening. I believe he's DHing for Morton.
Yeah.
Let's see what Turpin's got here at the plate. Excuse me for the yawn there. Thanks for joining us on PSN. Good eye on that.
There it is.
Ball 1.
Another great underclassman here.
Yeah, he's a sophomore like you, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
again.
a lot of sophomores out here. You guys are a pretty big class, aren't you?
Yeah.
Quite a few athletes in there.
A lot of good athletes, a lot of fun people. It's a
Yeah,
great class.
you guys are a lot of fun. I got a lot of you sophomores in second block. I've had a lot of fun with you all so far, especially doing that Boogie Boulevard video. I think that was a real fun day in class.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah, Saturday night, 7 o'clock, sharp, premiere right there on YouTube.
3-0 count.
Ooh, wear it.
Wear it.
Turpin's going to – he's going to get ball 4 one way or the other, so he'll take his bag on that. One on here with the cleanup hitter, Dye, coming up here for the Panthers. Dye been starting since he was a freshman. So he got a lot of game experience out here for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Got the chance to play with his brother Jack his freshman year. So
good pitcher his senior year too.
He was pretty good. He had some good games.
Yeah.
Bailey Carroll threw a lot for the Panthers that year as well. No disrespect to anybody else. Bailey Carroll's like my all-time favorite Panther baseball player. He used to walk up to Snake Farm, and then he'd be singing it all the time, which is such a weird song. Coach Slim is getting a little –
ball, though.
What's that?
He could ball, though.
He could. He's always had a good attitude, always smiling when he's out there, chopping it up. So a little designated runner here. Who's that? Who's number 13?
I'm not sure.
Let's see if I've got a picture of the lineup here. Let's see. That's Ashton Bryant. Haven't seen a lot of action out of him. Don't know the kid that well, so we'll see what he's got. You know that kid at all?
I do not. But
okay. Now we're both going to have an opportunity to learn something here.
Yeah. Plumins trusts him, so he's – oh,
ooh.
Whoa. Buzz the tower there.
Jeez.
Hit the tower, I should say.
Watch out now. That'll put another one on. Give a shout out to one of an LCTV alumni, Tyler Mays. I'm sorry that you took that personally. Bailey Carroll's my guy, Tyler. What can I tell you? Doesn't mean you're not my guy, too. Appreciate you tuning in and watching, supporting, keeping that Panther pride going.
Always. Where's he at? UT now?
He's at UT. He's living with Matthias, my boy Eric Tinoco Hernandez, and the Big O, Owen Poisel. another former Panther great out here on the diamond.
Yeah.
Boy, get a little conference from his coach up there.
Yeah.
Maybe don't throw the ball so hard next time is what he said. I don't know what else you say in that other than, hey, don't do that again.
Yeah, just how about we not hit him?
Yeah. So here comes LCTV's own Xander Lovell playing right field this evening. He's had the last home game we did, I think it was Loudon. He put one back against the wall. His bat was real hot. He's been hitting pretty well this season. I think he's number 2 on the team. There's a foul tip right there for strike 1. I think we looked the other day. I think he was hitting about 280. I think Click was hitting about 330 or so. So doing pretty well. We got to get a stats guy next year. You know a stats guy for me? We got to find a stats guy.
Yeah, I can probably find one.
Woo!
That
was popped up.
Popped
That's
up
going to go. Yep, left field's going to grab that one. So Lovell pops out there to left. That'll be 1 out now for the Panthers. Here comes Ryan Myers.
Excuse me.
I used to go to school with a guy named Brian and would always say, Brian, when we saw him, because that's how we talked. Yes, sir. Oh, you can't take your foot off the bag right there. Oh, that was us. Never mind. The black and orange and the navy and orange, it's hard for
really
someone that's elderly like myself and has trouble telling those colors apart anyway. So I'm glad he took his foot off the bag. That's my bad. We're pro Panthers here. That's my B. Little chopper right there to third. It's going to turn 2 for the Governors right there once again. So heading into the top of the 5th. Score still 5-1. Governors on top of the Panthers. We'll be back right here on PSN. Just want to give a quick shout out here as we hit at the top of the 5th. Some of our illustrious alumni up there at the University of Tennessee. Shout out to Matthias Whitty, Eric Tinoco Hernandez, my boys. Had it on up there. Teammates watching as well, so appreciate you all watching up there for us. Holding it down for the Panthers. Panthers for life here.
Always.
So number 30 right here has had a couple big at-bats for William Blount.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's got right here. He's got a foul on that one. Watch out, Stadium Dads. I don't know any of the Stadium Dads anymore. I used to know most of them last year. Go up there and talk to them. So.
Knew him when my brother was here, but, lost contact.
There's a pop-up right there. Where's that going? Hatmakers underneath that. Xander's coming up to grab that. Yes, sir. LCTV zone. Xander Lovell getting the out on that, so that's 1 out now for the Panthers. 1 up, 1 down. That's the way we like to do it.
Every time.
That's right. That's what I'd like to see one day, just 27 outs right in a row.
Yeah, perfect game.
Yeah.
That'd be cool to watch. I can't lie.
Yeah, it would be, man. Like that's a really difficult. There's just some of those things in sports that you'll never see again. Like we're never going to see another 100-point basketball game in the NBA.
Yeah,
we're just not going to. Realistically, I mean, you can maybe do that in the Chinese league.
Yeah,
where you got guys like Jimmer Fredette was averaging like.
He was averaging like 60.
Yeah, no, he really was averaging like 46 one season. So, it's not. But you'll see a perfect game again before you die.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to be 1-1 the count now. 1-1-1 angel numbers there across the board. One ball, one strike, one out. There's one right down the line. It's going to be foul. Hope that wasn't your car. You driving?
As soon as I get this boot off.
But you've got a license. I thought I saw you driving before you got hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time.
That's wild.
Yeah, it was not the best time, and I had the
Oof. A little high on that. 2-2 the count now.
Had the appointment scheduled, and then about 2 days before I went.
Broke that foot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you driving with your dad.
Yeah.
How your sister's doing?
She's doing good.
Okay.
She's actually
3-2 the count.
deciding where to go right now for college, but.
Was she doing Tennessee Promise stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, where'd she go for that, Pelly?
Yeah.
Okay. She's going to make a call up to the big leagues. So shout out old Helen.
Yeah.
A little walk on that. That'll put one on for the Governors.
There we go. We're good.
So I think this is right about the middle of their order here.
Yeah.
This is where it's kind of dipped a little bit here for the Governors. Hopefully that'll keep up. Morton looking good out there for a freshman.
Yeah, a lot of confidence on the mound.
Yeah. Got good body language.
Yeah. I mean, if there's one thing any freshman can benefit from, at least athlete, it is definitely confidence.
Confidence in getting those reps. And I mean, I think a lot of times the confidence comes with reps. I mean, you can speak to that because they're stealing second again. Well, that's why you got to be careful with those, right?
Yeah.
Good job by Dye coming up and letting the runner see him come too. Hold him in there, keep him honest. You looked a little shaky maybe at the start of the season after going from not necessarily hitting the floor like your freshman year to running the point your sophomore year.
Yeah.
But as the season went on, I could definitely – I talked about it on the broadcast. You go back and watch the confidence that you were building and that led to just some better play overall.
Yeah.
1-1 the count now.
Yeah, I mean, freshman – it was definitely a big jump from freshman to sophomore. But
yeah. They say the biggest jumps between sophomore and junior year.
Yeah, hopefully make a very large jump, to say the least.
So you think you're done growing yet? Woo! Got a hold of that one.
Yeah, that was a piece.
Dye's right there at it.
He got it.
Holds the runner at second as well. Great job by Dye turning on the Jets on that one. Xander right there with him.
No, I don't know if I'm done growing. I mean, keep eating. Shout out Coach Pennington. On my tail.
Coach Pennington's one of the funniest people I've worked with.
Awesome. I love him.
He's always got some quip. 2 outs now. Morton doing well here. Got one on second. There's a little strike action right there. The 28 had a rough at bat last time.
Yeah.
He was also the one in the first inning when we threw him out. He was the one at the plate. And there he gets one right there. Hatmaker, just couldn't hold on to it. You got to think that wet field had something to do with that. That'll score one more for the Governors. You got to think slipping in that wet field, that ball, when it's coming off that ground. William Blount has done a really good job tonight. And I hate to give credit. I hate to give the devil their due here, but they're not putting a lot of balls in the air.
No.
They're getting a lot of low bouncers, low grounders, low speed out there, and this wet grass maybe helping it slide across the top of their swing and a miss strike one.
Yeah. Yeah, they're definitely making us finish plays.
Yeah. As opposed to finishing them for us when they're just popping them up there, and that's something that hopefully Coach Clem's going to talk to our guys about getting that ball down a little bit. There's one, but when you hit it in the gap like that, you can put it in the air.
Yeah.
That'll just advance them one. So runners on the first and second right here for William Blount. 2 outs still.
Need to bury one right here.
Yeah. Maybe just sit this guy down.
Yeah.
appreciate that, Big O. Tyler just relayed that to me. I appreciate that. You're too humble, sir. You're too humble.
There it is.
Strike one. And you know what? I will disagree with that statement, Owen. I think you were a great glue guy. You were a great team spirit guy. And that's nothing to sneeze at, my friend. There's a little foul on that. That'll be strike two. Two strikes, 2 outs right here in the top of the fifth right here on PSN, the Panther Sports Network, your home for all things Lenore City sports.
Where else?
Yeah, where else would you go? Nowhere. What else would you rather be doing on Thursday night? Nothing.
Exactly.
Wouldn't rather be sitting at home. Swing and a miss on that. That will be strike three. That'll set him down, and we're coming up on my favorite part of the game, the fifth inning stretch. Don't you mute that now because we're getting ready to sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
All right.
Are you ready?
I am.
We're going to sing over this. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so it's root for the Panthers. If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the baseball game. And we'll be back with the bottom of the fifth in just a moment on PSN. Here we go, Dean back up to the plate. Thanks for suffering through our rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Bill, you got some good pipes over there. You're a basketball player. You're a great student. You're a great commentator. Now you're a great singer. Swing and a miss for Dean on that one, strike one. I don't think Lenore City, William Blount has changed pitchers. Has 28 been pitching the whole time?
Yeah, it's still him.
Okay.
You know, Cross got me right. That one.
This is the only school I've ever been at where, like, Manquar, as he likes to call it, is like something that you all look forward to. It's like a rite of passage for a lot of you guys, and not just smart kids and not just studious kids or musically inclined kids. A lot of you athletes take that class.
Yeah.
And Cross is a great guy. Shout out Coach Cross. He might be watching tonight. He's a pretty faithful viewer for us.
Yeah.
1-2 the count now. I really like to see,
that was
called strike three on that. I don't know about it.
teetering right there, to say the least.
Yeah. Comes Abercrombie playing first base this evening.
Here we go.
So, yeah, maybe we'll get him. Maybe we can get Manquar or somebody like that to sing that with us. Woo, he's throwing hard out there.
Yeah.
He might have been saving his good stuff here for later in the game.
I'm going to check if they changed pitchers because turned it up a gear, to say the least.
After this inning's over, I'm going to go ask Steve Abercrombie if they switched. So,
1-1
Steve,
here.
our PA announcer here. 2-1 the count now. All of his kids play stickball. His 2 daughters playing softball, son's playing baseball.
Athletic family.
That's right. Don't tell Steve that, though. We're not trying to make him get a big head.
Yeah.
2-2 the count now
Here we go.
on Abercrombie. Ooh, swing and a miss on that. That'll be strike 3, so 2 outs now for the Panthers in this inning. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So we're at the bottom of the order here, so here comes Chadwick. I think this is only his
Second.
I think it's only his second appearance.
Yeah.
We're really struggled here after that first inning at the plate. So Panthers, again, this is the first game they've played this week. Got another one tomorrow against Alcoa. Got another one Saturday morning. Of course, that's Saturday's day of prom, so we won't be covering any of those. We're getting primed for prom over here on LCTV. 1-1 the count now.
Yeah, it'll be.
It's the biggest party of the year. It's the social event of the year, as I like to say. Ooh, showed bunt on that.
Yeah.
Third base charged up there for William Blount, too. He was ready for it. 2-1 the count. Ooh, that came right back at me.
Yeah.
Lord Bill, I was terrified. I think I've hit my max on my vision insurance this year. So 2-2-2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Batter number 2 up. That's what we really call angel numbers right there. A little chopper right there. Pitcher's got that little underhanded toss, and that will do it for the 5th inning. So we'll be back on PSN with the Panthers trailing 6-1 as we enter the top of the 6th inning. And we're back here at the top of the 6th inning, right here on PSN. Matt Baldwin being joined by Scoot Harper, a.k.a. Big Bill, a.k.a. Will.
Preferably Scoot.
We're sticking with Scoot, brother. I'll cut that all day long. Swing and a miss on that steer, right one. Morton's done a good job getting ahead in some of these counts, having a little bit of trouble finishing up on some of those. And again, give credit where credit's due. William Blunt's had some hot bats tonight.
Yeah.
They've been playing well. They're well coached by the young boys over there.
Yeah. Much like us, really young coaching staff, but
yeah. Well, they're actually the coaches' last names are Young. Actually, I'm pretty sure one of them is. I went to college with a guy named John Young. I think one of them's his younger brother.
Oh.
There's a little grounder right there at Abercrombie.
There's one.
There's one.
It's the bottom of their lineup, isn't it?
I believe so. I don't know if I've seen this kid bat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to go ask Abercrombie if they switch pitchers.
We'll get 2 outs real quick. Get to go ask him.
Yeah, that's right. Ooh, way outside, way high on that too.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that there's a pitch count in baseball, and you have to rest so much between games because it's an unnatural throwing motion over the top. But in softball, those girls can go out there and pitch back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, that always is interesting.
Because it's an underhand's a natural motion. So
I mean, if you slow down a baseball throw, it's no wonder Tommy John's very prevalent right now.
yeah. Swing and a miss on that strike one. 2-1 the count now. 1 out on the Governors.
You know to get this one.
Ooh, a little foul tip. That'll be strike 2. Watch out, Dads.
Need to get some momentum here.
Yeah, Panthers just kind of been dead in the water after that first inning.
Yeah.
Started off well, low and inside, ball 3. So a little Lamar up there, a little 321 Bill. What time is it? It's almost 8. Okay. Got here by 9.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Right back at him.
It'll wake you up, no?
Yep. Just about woke me up. Got my fingernails. Yeah. Dies. Scoops that up. So worked a full count there. Hate to give up a hit on the end of a full count like that when you've been battling as a pitcher.
Yeah, at least freshman's getting ahead,
Yeah.
Develop that ability to just bury teams soon.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
We got to learn how to win and learn how to win the right way.
Yeah.
Something that, this is the kind of stuff right here, this is just my personal rant that kind of drives me a little bit nuts about baseball. How many times you're trying to pick somebody off and it doesn't work versus, statistically, that's an unsuccessful move, and they're stealing second right there. Click right behind him there, backing him up. Good job by Hunter right there.
Yeah.
Backing him up. Myers got to fire that in there.
Hunter plays freshman year on varsity. Did he get much PT?
Yeah, he and Dye both started as freshmen.
Dang.
Hunter played short and a little bit of second, I believe. Or he might have been playing second most of that year.
Oh.
I think that's right. He had a couple game winners, though. He had a couple walk-offs.
Dang.
So, not homers, but
Still game winners.
Yeah, I don't think they hit a home run as a team his freshman year.
Dang.
2-0 the count. So I know we've had a couple this year.
I know Hunter's got one. Who else? Isaac have one?
Yeah, Dye had one. Dye just about had another one here. Woo, yeah. There's one that's popped up. Where's that going? Straight up. Runner's going to stay at second there. Click's got him.
There it is, Hunter.
Click it or ticket.
Come on.
2 outs now. Yeah, here we go.
That's the top.
Yeah, it's top of the lineup here. Tall kid, lean, athletic looking.
Yeah. Can hit, too.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a lot of speed out here on the bags. He's one of them.
Definitely.
Ooh, stealing third again. That kid's stolen second and third every time he's got out there. He's probably got legitimately 6 stolen bases tonight.
And
that's nuts to me.
Guarantee you if he gets back on, he's stealing second again.
Yeah.
Stealing third again.
100%. So I get psychologically, I need to pick this guy off. But it's just not. And even after we made that throw on the pickoff, boom, turns around next pitch, he's stealing second.
I mean, they're definitely not. Not hiding.
Wimbledon's been very aggressive this evening, running the base paths. 2-0 the count now. I don't see that necessarily very often.
No.
So a team being this nakedly aggressive, 2-1 now. 2 outs still.
Got to respect it.
Yeah. I mean yeah. I think a lot of times in life we don't always respect people or things that are aggressive, but for whatever reason in sports, I think in general we respect aggressiveness. Michael Jordan, prime example. That's the most aggressive basketball player there's ever been.
Yeah.
In his own way. Walked him right there.
Corners here.
So I don't know about that. And that's one of the reasons people lionize Kobe Bryant so much, because he was aggressive. Because statistically, he's not in that conversation.
Yeah,
but he's so aggressive out there that you want to think that he's in that conversation.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of it is being aggressive in sports. When you come out that aggressive at somebody, you're running at them, not running to them or from them. When you're running at them, I think that creates lone inside on that. It creates that expectation in your own mind that, this guy's probably pretty good, or, I got to be on top of this.
Yeah.
So, interesting. And do you concur with that? And it's okay to disagree. I'm
completely.
I'm fishing for information here. Strike one on that.
1-1 the count.
Yep.
2 outs. I would say, aggressiveness, in my opinion, can hide a lack of skill very easily.
Sure. It can also lead to a lot of mistakes, turnovers.
Yeah, that is true.
Sloppy mistakes. Stealing second again, he's got it. Good job on Myers showing some patience on that, because you don't want that one sailing into center and him stealing third.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard to have patience, not just because you all are teenagers and because you're athletes and things of that nature. It's just hard to have patience in general. Boy, he was swinging for the fences on that.
Yeah.
Foul tip. Still 1 and 2 count here. Patience is a virtue, they say.
Yeah. There we go. Need a strike here.
He got him. Morton gets him swinging on that. So, heading to the bottom of the 6th right here on PSN. Panthers down 6-1. We'll be back in just a moment. Here we go. Panthers at the top of the lineup here, top of the order. Appreciate you all joining us here on PSN. Our 16 concurrent viewers right now. So we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. Panthers really struggling at the plate this evening, down 6-1 to the Governors. Just talked to Abercrombie right there, and that is they switched last inning with the pitcher. That's their closer, and I think you can see why. He's throwing hard out there.
Yeah, it is straight.
1 pitch, 1 hit, 1 out on that. So this will bring up the senior hat maker.
Really need his experience to take over here, get some momentum rolling.
That's right. Hat maker, somebody else been playing. I think he's been starting since he was a freshman as well.
Okay.
Strike one on him.
Great mix of experience and youth on this team.
Yeah, and that's what, I mean, this is one of those things where these young guys we've talked about, like you guys did a lot of learning earlier in the season this year for basketball, but it really paid dividends, I think, when you guys got to. There you go, hat maker.
Good piece. Get there.
I mean, give credit where it's due on that. William Blount, shortstop, was right there. Didn't rush into that throw. Took a little skip step to get that out there at first.
Throw up, let it rip.
Yeah. So I think, Listen to him. You're a regular sports guy over here. Loving it. Turpin back up here. So this closer, woo! I mean, we're swinging at the first one he throws.
Yeah.
Great job by Turpin right there,
There
putting
it
one
is.
back at the wall. He's going to get 2 out of that, no problem. Standing
Connor.
double there for Turpin. Maybe that's a little 2-out rally is what we might be needing here, Bill.
Yeah.
Here comes Dye, cleanup hitter.
I didn't see a double silly. I will say that.
That's right.
I'll have to ask Connor about that. It's unacceptable.
Yeah, maybe we should make a video about that, about getting explaining celebrations and some of the finer points of it.
Yeah. I'd say first you got to convince some coaches to let us celebrate. Then we can move from there.
Yeah, Brewster don't play that. Strike one on that. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that blue.
Yeah, that was an interesting
A
call.
little low, blue, a little low now.
Ooh.
All right, there we go. 1-on-1 count now. Dye can be a very patient batter when he wants to be.
When he wants to be is the key word there.
Yeah. Isaac's a good guy. I think he's done a lot of growing and maturing this school year especially. A little foul tip on that.
Yeah.
You can see some of the pink cotton candy looking clouds back there behind the center left lights. Look at the screen there, Bill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a beautiful sunset.
It's turned into a beautiful little evening here after a pretty big storm. Let's see. A little foul on that. So 1-2 the count here, 2 outs. Turpin on second. Like to see him make it home here for the Panthers.
Yeah.
Been a while since we've had somebody on the bags.
Really has been.
See if you can't get this rally going.
Yeah.
Let's pop up right there. That one's going to go foul.
Yeah, it's way out.
Yeah. Watch out, dads. Oh, that one ended up on the field.
Oh.
Dads turn around looking at it. Stadium dads.
Unsung heroes.
They really are. Like, those guys are up there having a good time chopping it up, I'm sure.
Yeah. No matter if they're winning by 40 or losing by 40, it's the same.
Yeah. There's something about sitting in the cheap seats at baseball that makes it fun. 2-2 the count. Now, little angel numbers on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Come on.
If we can get the wireless transmitters next year, maybe we'll set up a camera up there one game.
On the
Let the dads do the commentary.
yeah,
Little hit on that. Yes, sir.
there it is.
Turpin slides into third head first. Good job there by Dye getting on. So now runners at the corners for the Panthers. A little 2-out rally. Brings up LCTV zone lefty level.
Who
Old
else would you
Xander.
want up?
See what Xander can do for us here. Former basketball player as well.
He is. Great hitter. See if we can.
He's shown a lot of promise at times. Let's see if this is one of those times.
Yeah. Good eye.
Good eye. Ball 1. There's a little foul tip. I was watching it on the monitor up here,
Very
and
delay.
I saw it. Yeah, but I saw it coming. Oh, coming right up towards us in the press box here. So Xander battling the plate here, 1-1. Base hitter brings somebody home. Hate to get that one looking. 1-2 the count now. Base hitter brings somebody home. Maybe give the Panthers a little shot of adrenaline in the arm there to kind of get it going.
Yeah, we're running out of time to make this a competitive game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fair way to put it. But this is something I was trying to get at the first inning. I was talking about y'all chopping it up as far as different athletes talking about their coaches and the conditioning and things of that nature. Even, of course, everybody wants their team to be the best or the toughest and all
Yeah.
these things, the hardest and all that. But at the end of the day, you guys are all buddies and you're root for each other.
Yeah.
We're all Panthers here, right? That's why it's the Panther Sports Network. So I know you got quite a few friends over there: McGuire, Xander, Branson, and some other guys.
Yeah.
Hunter, Ryan. So,
Oh,
he wants him. See, this is and this is before we were streaming games on here. This is 2 years ago. I watched somebody try to pick one of our guys off at first. He threw 8 times in between pitches trying to pick him off at first. It was insane.
I mean, I don't know the percentages on that, but
That's why I need a stats guy. Do you know any stats guys? 2 and 2 the count now, Angel numbers.
I could find one.
Who do you think would be good at stats? I need to get a loaner from the team. I need a JV guy up here that knows how to score. You know what I mean? For like each sport, like give me a JV guy that's injured or not going to play or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, when Brazelton was hurt during basketball season, he came up to the game with me.
That would have been perfect. Have him as a stats dude.
Yeah.
Xander really battling in the box here.
Yeah, he really is. No easy outs here.
Nah.
The eye's going. But unfortunately, got him looking on that one. Do you swing?
No.
Okay, got him looking. A little backwards K action. So heading to the top of the 7. Panthers still down 6-1. We're coming back with the final inning right here on PSN. Freeman up here, coming in 7th inning relief here for the Panthers. Do you know Freeman at all?
I don't know, but
maybe he's a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, get him some PT.
Yeah, a little playing time here.
See what he can do here.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got here.
Not what you're looking for.
Nope, little ripper right there to center field. Dye's got it. That'll hold him at 1. So that's one of those things, we're assuming this is young kid. To the best of my knowledge, he definitely didn't play last year or the year before.
Right.
So at most he's a sophomore. I should maybe go get a scouting report on him, but that's something we can do this week.
Yeah.
Well, everybody know EOC testing comes up starting on, I don't remember if it starts on Monday or Tuesday. I know the first one I give is on Tuesday, so as far as I'm concerned, it starts Tuesday. But I do think it starts Monday, so. Yeah. For all you parents out there, strike 2 on that. Sometimes it's good just to go ahead and give up that first hit, get that monkey off your back.
Yeah.
And
now you're a lot more loose.
Yeah, throwing to a lefty here. Ooh, he's going. Safe again. I want to get this. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna go over there and ask.
All right. I got you. Well, inside there, 2-2, no outs. outside again. Full count here, no outs. William Blount with a runner on second. See what Freeman does in this situation. It's a pop-up to center. There it is. Hunter with the grab, 1 out. Hold him a second. Middle of the lineup.
His
here.
name's Caden Freeman.
Oh.
He is a freshman. Shout out Mr. Claybo. Thank you, Mr. Claybo, school board member and my baseball info guy. 12 stolen bases is what I heard.
That sounds about right.
I think it's more.
Yeah.
And I'm not being a jerk.
That one kid has to have 7.
Seriously.
2-0 count here, 1 out. See how Freeman gets out of this.
So where we got a runner at here on second?
Yeah.
Okay.
Low there.
Might adjust this camera here a little bit here, Bill. Tell me what you think that looks like on the screen.
Looks good. You can see
Brighten
it a
it
lot
up?
better. Yeah.
Okay. Great job by Click being there to back him up. That's exactly what I've been talking about with that. It's Dean tried to get underneath that. Gets underneath his glove, pops it up, goes just over his head as they stole third on that one. So 3-1 count now, 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The Governor's up 6-1 on your Panthers.
Yeah, it's not where you want to be, but still some baseball left to play.
Yep, they'll score 1 for the Governors there, so make it 7-1 now. You hate to see it, Bill.
Yeah.
Boy, it does look a lot better.
Yeah.
It looks pretty good when it gets dark. They're stealing another one. He's safe. Hatmaker right there.
Yeah. That hit him. Looked just like it. Looked like it did.
I think that should be out if you hit him with it. So maybe
I
instead of
agree.
trying to throw it to second base, maybe just peg the guy with it.
Yeah. Little wiffle ball rules there.
Yeah. Of course, I think there's a little bit more than a wiffle ball. 1-1-1 here. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Angel numbers. No, that's just something fun. So, appreciate everybody that's sticking with us here. We're still in double digits of concurrent viewers. We've been hovering around 13 to 16 the whole time, so we appreciate y'all sticking it out.
Yeah.
1-2 the count. Right here on Panther Sports Network.
You think we need to change our school colors?
Brother, I'm trying to hold on to a job here. Don't ask me loaded questions like that. Yes, I do. We play so many orange and black teams. Another score is William Blount. I'm all about just changing the whole gimmick.
I'm here
We
for
got so much water down here. Why are we not some type of aquatic bird? We could be the Ducks and steal Oregon's colors, which would be fun, because no one's doing green and yellow in high school really other than like Midway. But come on, we're going to have better gear than them. We could be the Ospreys. Nobody's the Ospreys. I know Coach Kerr would love that. Bruce and I have talked about green and silver. William Blount steal second again. It's got to be more than 12.
It's
It's 15 at this point. So I'm also down for black and purple. Nobody's doing that at the high school level that we would play. But other teams wear orange and black that we play. We played Morristown West in football, orange and black. We play Clinton and Powell and a lot of stuff. They're both orange and black. Greenback in our own county, also orange and black.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Powell's also the Panthers. So I think orange and black's real tough looking color scheme, right?
Yeah.
I think it's one of the 2 or 3 toughest.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just that's the thing. It's so good that everyone's replicated it.
Yeah. It looks like
Error.
a little error right there. That go into the dugout or to go against the wall.
It went against the wall, I think.
No, I think
Or did
I think it was
can't really
dugout
see.
because they held the guy at second right there because he could have made that to third, no problem.
Oh.
Another score, so 9-1 now for the Govs. Looks like Coach Plemons out here going to have a little conference with him. We'll see what happens here. Got a few of the Panther faithful out here. It looks like the weather kept quite a few people away.
Yeah.
Although right here in front of the press box under the cover for the season ticket holders, got quite a few over here.
Supportive, always.
Yep.
That is one thing about LC.
See
Very
Junebug
supportive.
out there. Saw Howard Cusick earlier. These guys are all the time. Shout out to, I believe his name's Dean Cusick, Howard's brother, one of our staunchest viewers out there. We appreciate you tuning in and supporting the Panthers, supporting LCTV. Thank you so much. So giving up 3 innings here in the top. Ooh, that's way high on that ball one. Giving up 3 innings here, or 3 runs rather, in the top of the 7th inning. 2 more and it's ball game.
Yeah.
So hopefully the Panthers can battle out and go on a heck of a rally. Strike one, so 1-1-1.
You know, even if you don't go on a rally here, if you're Clemens, great opportunity to go back to the drawing board, you know?
Great opportunity to go back to the drawing board. This is one of those things of like letting Freeman get in right here and throw this inning.
Yeah.
This is some valuable in-game experience. This chance to kind of get some of that out of your system, some of that nervousness, some of those jitters.
Yeah. Can't recreate those in practice.
No, you can't. You can't recreate real game scenarios. 2-1 the count now. 3-1 the count now. Runner on second. So 1 in scoring position. And he'll take his base on that ball 4.
See how Freeman gets out of this.
Let's see what he can do here.
If I was Clemens, I wouldn't pull him.
Nah. See what the kid's got.
Yeah.
Let him get some reps in. Like you said, you can't replicate a lot of this in practice.
Yeah.
You can replicate free throws in practice, right?
Yeah.
Running up and down the court. There's a little hit right there. And that little dinker right there juices those bases for the Govs. And this is number 30 coming up, is it?
It is.
It is.
It's not ideal, but hey.
No, this guy's got to hit every time he's been up. He hadn't gotten out yet. He's the fast one.
Yeah. But hey, if you're.
I think actually the guy on first is a real fast one.
I think the dude, yeah, because 30 hits right behind him, or right after him, I should say.
Yeah. So it looks like they're at the. I think that kid on second is their 9-hole hitter who's also really fast.
Yeah.
Because he's stolen every time he's got. He hadn't gotten on every time, but he's stolen every time. His little pop up. Abercrombie gets that. They'll hold them all right there. So 2 outs now on the Govs. This kid's also been hitting pretty well for the Govs today.
This is, top tier reps for Caden Freeman.
Yeah.
Good team. I mean.
Yeah. It's hard for me to say that. They are a good team. Tonight.
Yeah, I should say.
We played them in basketball this year too, didn't we?
Yeah. That was
our first win, wasn't it?
That was our first win at William Blount. 4-point game.
That was just I don't know why I didn't go to that one. That was just like 2.5 miles from my house. I don't know, maybe 3. I don't know why I didn't do that. 0-2 count now, 2 outs.
It's a fun gym to play in. It's really electric.
Yeah. I think we had a Cub Scout lock in there when I was a kid. They were one of the few schools that had a swimming pool on campus.
I like that campus. I mean, not to give.
Come on
credit,
now. Come on now, Bill. This is Panther Sports Network, not the Other Schools Are Nice network.
It's not like LC's,
you're going to end up with a D in this class if you don't start. Woo!
Oh.
Throwing at his head there, ball 2. I wonder what the rule is if you get hit in the head. Like if you get, like for example, football, your helmet pops off, you're sitting out of play, right?
Yeah.
If you bounce your head, there's a pop up right there. Where's that going? They're running. Hatmaker chases that down, so that will be it for William Blount on the batting side of it this evening. So Panthers down 9-1 heading into the bottom of the 7th here. Going to have to churn out 8 runs to keep this game going. Let's see if they can do it. We'll be back on PSN. Welcome back to PSN. Mr. Baldwin being joined by Will Harper right here in the bottom of the seventh. It's your Panthers down 9-1 to the Governors. Right here, Ryan Myers coming up to the plate for the Panthers. William Blount with their closer on the hill up there. Been throwing a lot of heat here, strike one, here in these last 2 innings.
Yeah.
Here comes Branson Dean. Dean here. Let's see. There'll be a strike one on that little.
Branson has a very textbook hitting motion.
Yeah, he does. Very technical. Ooh, there's a little grounder right